Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Three Hammers, episode 108 of the Three Hammers podcast. There's not much to talk about tonight. We'll talk about the Arsenal game. We'll look ahead to the Wolves game. And obviously, the main news at the moment is virus. Will it affect the games? Will it affect our games? Will the league stop? We'll have a little chat about that. And anything that you guys want us to talk about, put it in the chat. It's time for me and Paul to start. Let's go, mate.
Hello. How are we doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, good, mate. Funny world we're living in at the moment, isn't it? I think. I'll tell you what. Let's start with that. Actually, I was going to put that at the end, but let's start with that. So, cancelled games. I don't think I've spelt that right. That's terrible from a teacher. That I will take that down. I don't think I spelled that. Yeah, mate. So obviously the Man City Arsenal game cancelled tonight. First, and obviously Italy, a country that's close to your heart, obviously has just gone completely crazy with it.
Yeah, just gone on absolute lockdown.
Yeah. With the game being cancelled today, and obviously I believe Wolves, a team we play, obviously they're going to be playing behind closed doors, that Olympiacos game. What do you make of it all, mate? What do you make of it all?
I mean, it's sensible, really, isn't it? I mean, I do think the old coronavirus thing has been probably sensationalized a bit. Evening, lads, joining us in the chat.
Yeah.
I feel like the old coronavirus thing has been sensationalized a bit, but at the end of the day, obviously, it is quite a serious situation. And, you know, the governments have got to do what they can to stop the spread and to contain it. So I understand, you know, obviously Italy closed down their league, until April?
Yeah, mate. A lot of, again, don't know whether it's rumours or not. There are rumours that the Euro 2020, and may be a very important meeting to discuss whether it gets delayed till summer. Yeah.
I mean, you got to think, you know, if other leagues start taking note of this, you know, Germany, France, I know they've been talking about it as well. Games being played behind closed doors. But if the major leagues start doing this, so like I say, Italy's league now is postponed for a month. So that's going to put their league back a month. So when you start looking at the likes of the Euros,
they're being played behind closed doors, aren't they? The games are going on.
I thought they said that they'd just completely.
Or maybe they've changed it even more, because I know the Juventus game at the weekend was played behind closed doors. Maybe it's gone even further.
I might be wrong, but I'm sure the last thing I read was that they've actually postponed the league for a month. Maybe
it has gone further. Yeah, maybe it has gone further. Yeah.
But yeah, basically, it's like I say, that's going to have knock-on effects. Do you know what though?
Question.
Yeah, if they play behind closed doors, will they show them on TV? Yeah, I would have thought so. It'd be a weird thing to watch. The biggest thing for me now, I'm hoping, is that Liverpool win the league behind closed doors. Can you imagine if they win the league and there's no one in the stadium?
A guy I work with is a massive Liverpool fan. And he was talking about that. Like, can you imagine the robbery of the fans? Can you imagine that? Like, can you imagine not being able to see that moment?
I would absolutely love it. I would love it. Listen, like I'm in Northern Ireland, so it's all Liverpool and Manchester United fans over here, and it's like the way that it's been, like the Liverpool fans have been going on for them to win it behind closed doors, or even better, just cancel it. Just cancel the league.
Yeah, let's scrap the season. We all start again. What would they can't do that though. They could never do that, because it would be so bad for. I'm not even thinking about Premier League. I'm talking about West Brom and Slav sitting at the top of the Championship, and they just go, do you know what? It don't count.
Yeah.
I think Neil makes a good. Ben, makes a good point there, saying that just play the games behind closed doors for a while. Yeah, I can definitely see that coming as well, Ben. I can see, maybe a 2-week period or a month period where the games are played behind closed doors. That could be, again, mate, you say about that for Liverpool fans. So I'm just going to move that. I'll come back to that. Sorry. How detrimental will that be towards us, mate, in this relegation fight, not having the fans there, to give you that little bit of lift?
Yeah, it's a good point. But then it's going to affect all the other teams that are playing the games as well. I don't think we can try and use that as an excuse. But don't get me wrong, you know, the fans have been fantastic the last couple of games in the stadium. They have been amazing, and that probably has helped. But I don't think we can use that as an excuse. You know, all the clubs have been dealing with the same situations. So, yeah, I don't know. It's one of them things you just have to get on with it, really, don't you?
Paul P says, "Mate, I've lived in Hanoi, Vietnam. It's extremely serious. Destroying people's lives, sporting events, and any large gatherings of people should probably and will be all cancelled." Oh, that's good from you. A good point from Paul there. Obviously, right in the thick of it there in Vietnam.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And we like I did say at the start of this, if anyone missed it, obviously it is. You know, the governments do have to take it serious. They do have to contain it, and they do have to take the steps for that. So, if it does come to that, if they do turn around and say, right, listen, all the games have to be played behind closed doors, I don't think anyone's going to kick up a fuss about it. I think everyone's going to understand. Do you know what I mean? What is happening for? Yeah, obviously, safety of the people has to come first.
Yeah. Obviously, there were talk of not banning, but keeping over 70s from the game, wasn't it? Because there was the joke about Roy Hodgson not being able to manage the team on the touchline a bit because he's over 70 years old. Olympics as well, you know, Olympics, 2020 Olympics, Tokyo, right there. It's right there, right next to it. Honestly, knows what is going to happen in the next few months. Lots of decisions and big money at stake in the sporting world, guys. If you've got anything else to say about that, guys, put it in the chat. The board will be hoping closed doors, so no more marches. Please don't let it happen. I've already said Liverpool can't have a parade. Yep, I did read that as well, because obviously containing the virus. Evening, gents, evening, Hawkins, and it will have to shut up. Yeah. If we think of anything else on that, I just thought it's right to start with that. Obviously, it's the main news at the moment, the biggest topic out there, everywhere. Not even just sport, in schools as well. You know, it's a huge topic to cover. What does this say? Did you see that vid of Zeb and Ngakia? I think
Zab and Ngakia. I'm guessing.
No, I haven't seen that. I'll try and check that out after the game, after this podcast. I've not seen that, mate. If you want to divulge a bit further, I saw on Twitter a few days ago the Premier League will likely show the 3 p.m. games, and they would have to, really, wouldn't they? Because you know all the season ticket holders out there, you know, they won't be able to go to the games, so they can't argue that thing of. We can't argue that we're holding back the TV, fans and stuff. It away, yeah. So we'd have to, yeah. Good evening, JP. Got protest incoming. Jamie Gill, cheers for joining us, mate. This guy was the first ever subscriber to call in and speak to me on my All the Gear No Idea a couple of days ago from Ireland, I believe. I'm not sure whether it's north or the south of Ireland. He is definitely an Irish accent. Was on the line. I don't think the Euros will be cancelled. 3 months away, and we'll probably have all calmed down by then. Lot of money at stake as well if they were to cancel. Huge sponsorship deals, lot of money. Sorry for the massive typo there. JGM, evening JP. JP says it's a great video. I will check that out in a minute. Do you think season ticket holders will get a refund or discount for next season? It's a good point.
I'd say they'd have to. Yeah, they would have to reimburse the fans for any games that they weren't physically able to attend. They would have to. They'd have to reimburse the fans for that. Yeah.
Definitely. Hi, JP. On a lighter note, it's been given the rhyming slang Miley Cyrus. He's from Dublin. There you go. He's from Southern Ireland. There we go. I definitely heard an Irish accent when he called in. He says, yeah, they both analyse Ngakia performance against Liverpool, and Zab gives him a complimentary fee from the experience. It's superb. Point John Moncur made on Ngakia, actually. Again, I know Moncur's biased, but he said he's West Ham's Wan-Bissaka. He's got the potential to, you know, there's very similar styles. I don't know if you see Jamie Carragher's video on Wan-Bissaka saying that he's the best one-on-one fullback in the world, his opinion. let's hope we can have that sort of level. Nice, you know what I mean? It'd be brilliant if we pulled one of them out. It's in the small print. Don't. I think
the thing is, it'll be in the terms and conditions, but I still think they would do something. They would do some kind of gesture, especially the way things are with the fans at the minute. Can you imagine how much it would kick up even more if the club just said, "Nah, we ain't doing anything."
Yeah, I think what they'll do is like a club cash thing. It's like if you use the ticket exchange, for example, they'll give you lowest face value for your ticket. Club cash back. That's what I think will happen. I can't confirm it. I don't work for the club. I don't know these people.
They would do something. Obviously, like you says there, in the terms and conditions, they probably don't have to legally, but I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will if it comes to that.
I'm surprised that Cheltenham was allowed to go ahead. Yeah, again, huge crowd gathering, is it? Loads of people, loads of animals and stuff. I don't know whether you had any money on today, mate. Tiger Roll.
No, I actually didn't.
Only one of the best horses in the world come second.
See, this is the thing, isn't it?
Like,
Cheltenham's for all the rich ones, isn't it? So they ain't gonna muck about with all the rich people. Football's a poor man's sport, so they don't
too much money as well, isn't it? Too much money for the bookies to lose if they were to do it. Hi, AGM is the real JP. I do believe this is the real JP. I believe I popped fake. Managed to find out how to pop the fake JP. That's what I would say if I was the fake JP. Jeremy is number one right back now and one of the first names on the team sheet. It's great to see Zaba's praise. It is. Obviously, it's great for the kid as well, isn't it? You know, one of the best right backs of the last decade. And that's from all pundits, not just West Ham fans. All pundits. Him in their team in a decade, didn't they? I think Zabaleta was the right back that was getting in. Great to see, no? Just on that again.
Yeah, of course it is, absolutely. And like we said before, and we said last week, don't want to overhype him. Don't want to, you don't want to build him up too much. We've seen that with so many West Ham youngsters over the years. We hype them up, and they failed to deliver. So I don't want to go too mad, but he does look like he's 100%. He's got the potential there to be the real deal. And the place, the right back spot is his now. It's his to lose. So long may it continue, 100%.
Definitely. I saw a great post about Rice. I don't know how old it is. But, at the time he was given the armband, he cherished it and wants it another chance. Yeah, I see. There was a post on the West Ham official website earlier, actually, saying about him being captain. Obviously, JP says about. Listen, like that he's talking like that. I'm still on the belief that man is leaving in the summer. Not because he wants to. He won't force a move. I think we will accept an offer and he will go. Where do you stand with that?
I agree, mate. I think if the right offer comes in, if one of the big boys comes in, he'll probably go. I can see the club using that as a kind of thing to say, "I'll give us another season and we'll make you captain." I can see the club using that to try and get him for another year. But yeah, no, I agree, mate. And
would you pay him whatever he wants? Would you pay him whatever he wants if it made him stay for another 2 years?
It depends how much he wants, doesn't it?
I'd say if you was putting him on par with an England international, probably going to say 100 grand a week, yeah.
I mean, I'd pay him
125 grand a week.
I would make him. I will put him in line with the top earners at the club, definitely. Whether that puts him on around 100 grand a week, yeah, I think he deserves it. But I don't think that's enough. He's going to want to advance his career. He's going to want to move up the ladder because he's good enough. And at this moment in time, he's not going to get that stand at West Ham. Now, saying that, it all depends on his advisors and who talks to him because he's still very young.
I was going to say, mate, he could stay at West Ham for another 4 years. He could stay till he was 24.
Yeah.
Then have the big move up. I don't think he will stay that long.
No,
his price will just go boom, 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 boom.
Exactly. Got to be scared of him. He's not going to want to stagnate. All it takes is one bad season, and then the people forget about you, and that chance is gone. So, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens. But unfortunately, I do think if a big offer comes in from one of the big boys, he probably will go, and I wouldn't hold it against him. I wouldn't.
I think as well with it again, I don't trust the board as well to buy a team that will keep him as well. Like with Dimmy, see they didn't buy it, they didn't go and get Lacazette when they could have. Again, I think you lose interest in the club because you feel club want me to stay, but they're not prepared to make the team good enough to keep me here. But I think you get that sort of cycle. Well, I quite like the 11 that we have been putting out the last couple of games, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. We haven't talked about Arsenal yet. On these shirts, it's money first and people's health second. And we have as well, Ben. What do you think of Ngakia's breakthrough in the starting role means for Ben Johnson? Well, I think Ben Johnson's more of a left back, isn't he? That's his actual starting role. He's left back.
He's played both sides. I couldn't tell you naturally whether he's right or left, though, to be honest.
In that City game that he played a couple of years ago or a year ago, he was left back when he was.
I feel like he's a right back, but can play left back. I mean, it's the only thing is it's good. If anything, it's good because it shows him that there's a path into the team. If you're good enough, well, you'll get a chance, and if you perform well, then you hold on to that chance. If he plays, I don't know. That's a good point. I'm gonna have to see whether he's left or right-footed, because if he is left-footed and he plays on the left, if you think we could have Ben Johnson on the left and Ngakia on the right, that'd be us sorted for years.
I think I'm just going to very quickly. I'm sure he's a left back. I'm sure he's left-footed.
Let's find out.
You're faster.
Anyone in the chat now?
You're faster. Go
on. Right. Well, Wikipedia says he just plays as a defender. What does Transfer Market say?
I think he is left-footed. I think he is left back.
He's, according to Transfer Market, he's a right back and he's right-footed. So there you go. But even still, it's good for, like I say, it's good, and it's good for all the youth players at the club to show that there's a way into the first team, and if you take the chance, well, you can stay. Yeah,
that's it, mate. Obviously, if we do stay up, I think Eddie Diagana's going to have a part maybe in that team. Again, he's Bowen taking his position. We'll talk a bit more about Bowen in a minute. But
do you know what? I think see Diagana. I think if West Brom come up, I reckon we'll sell him. I reckon they'll
maybe another year loan. Year loan. He has done good, mate. He has had a very good season.
Don't get me wrong, he's done very well, and I would rather see him at West Ham. But then we've just signed Bowen. I don't know. I think I reckon that if West Brom come up, looks like they will, we'll probably sell him.
Yeah, I think he'll be looked at pre-season. See how him and Bowen fit together. This one, you go for a curry with your pals. One friend you haven't seen since school orders chicken korma. What do you do?
I'll leave immediately.
Yeah, leave immediately. That's very weak. A chicken korma, not a chicken.
Not even a curry, is it? You can't even call a chicken korma a curry. It's not a curry.
No, it's just
a bowl of milk,
coconutty sauce. Yeah, get up and walk. Make him pay. Rice will be one of the first players out in the summer, even if we start. Yeah, I agree with that opinion as well. I'm very nervous. Like I said, I don't think he will seek a move. A big club will come in and it'd be too good of offer to refuse. Can't blame him. He's too good for us, and I wouldn't have hard feelings. No, I definitely won't have no hard feelings for him because he has done. So, gents, what streaming things do you use to get the split screen and live? The website. Sorry, your Hawkins family is called StreamYard. All the big channels use it now. West Ham Fan TV use it. I know JP uses it as well. Brilliant tool. It's made our channel so much better. Live chats there. StreamYard.com it's called. Check it out.
And if StreamYard want to sponsor us and give us some dough.
Yeah, that's it. Wouldn't mind a bit of dough. Maybe then me and Paul can pack our jobs in and just do this all day. If we stay up, how much would a board give him to spend in a window? 90 million Rice money, or 80 million Rice money, probably another 50 on top. So you'll lose Rice, but you might get about 130 million net spend. Sorry, get 50 million net spend, 130 million is spent on players. Again, if you sell Rice, you ain't going to get a Rice.
No. I mean, if we sell, I don't think it will get anywhere near 90 million for him. I don't think anyone would pay that. Not that I don't think he's worth it, but that would make him one of the most expensive players in the world. It's not going to happen. I can see him going for sort of 60 million, 50, 60. I can see that.
I think he's worth. I think in the market, if you're looking like at a Harry Maguire, for example, so a very good Euros, went for 80 million. I think you can demand the starting price start at 70. I think.
But the thing is the teams out there that can afford to pay 70 million pound on Declan Rice don't need him at the minute.
You don't see
maybe Man United, but I can't see Man United throwing that amount of money at him. The likes of City don't need him. And then you've got obviously your European giants. I can't see any of them coming in for him. He's not known enough on the world stage. I don't know. 50, I reckon we'd get 50, 60 for him at the minute. I think he's worth more than that.
For that though. I wouldn't sell him for that.
I think he's worth more than that, but I can see those kind of offers coming in. Allaire will probably go. I reckon we'll maybe get 30 million back for him as well.
I think Lanzini will go.
If Lanzini goes, though, I reckon you're talking, unfortunately,
20 million. 20 million, maybe 15, 20 million. DJ Blokey says, evening all. You think West Ham will start? We ask this question every week now, and we'll probably ask this question until the end of the season. I have belief. I have a bit more belief, should I say that? I can't sit here and go 100% West Ham are going to stay up or West Ham are going to go down. Definitely have a lot more belief. Moving on. Not sure if Cresswell gets injured. Yeah, I agree with that. Pellegrini played Johnson out at left back against City. Yeah, I thought that. Like Paul said, he is right-footed apparently. We have so much great youth we could get rid of the overpaid crap. Yeah, and at least with youth, like you can't go all youth. At least with youth, as we've seen, you get a bit of passion. You get a bit of they want it. You know what I mean? Right, Neil, man from Australia. Thanks for joining us, mate. Evening, Neil. Hi, Gary. Morning. I do love all these comments. I'm going to try and get through all of them, and then we'll talk about Arsenal. Need to make Rice captain now, so in hope of keeping him. Watching ill how things, hype, and all things good. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I'm getting involved in the chat there. Thanks for the high praise, Luke. West Brom will get promoted and offer around 50 million for Diagana. Moyes will accept it. Add transfer key. I think that's sort of what Paul was touching on there. 15 million, no. You could be up 25, no? 25 starting price now for a player.
Mate.
Do you think we paid 20 million for Bowen?
Yeah. When do we ever get value for our players, though?
It's true. It's true. Like when last time was probably Rio, 18 million, which was a lot of money back then.
You know, that's the thing. We don't get value for our players. Not that I don't think they're worth more. Would I personally, if I was running the club, if someone come in with an offer for 15 million for Diangana, would I want to say, well, no, we just paid 20 million for Bowen. You know, I want at least parity on that. You know, you want 20, 25 million. That's what I'd hope. But we just don't seem to do it. We don't seem to do it. So I've got no faith that we'll get the likes of these big numbers.
With the in the past, with Arnie, me, I think players can see the way out of West Ham be done quite easily. You have a little salt. You know, you throw your toys out your pram. You might even get a pay increase, you know, for 6 months before you go. Now, if you look at what Arnie was playing at, the level he was playing at, he's worth a lot more than the 20, 25 million did we let him go for? No, he's a 40 million pound player. Me, at the time, God knows how much he was worth. You know what I mean? If we would have sold him that summer, how much do you think we would have got there?
I know. Well, one of the best players in the world at that time. You know, talking about Ballon d'Or nominations. Do you know what I mean? Like madness. But Payet obviously forced to move, refused to go anywhere apart from back to Marseille. So I don't know.
Diagana will want to prove himself at his home club, surely. having that hunger and drive is what is making us click at the moment. Having Grady reintroduced back in, one may kick Anderson into gear. Seems that all that way. Oh, apologise. That's just you guys chatting. Anyone offering 60 million for Rice should be told to jog on. Should want at least 70 million as they're paying for 10 years of an improving right. Yes, good point. You buy Rice now, he does develop like we think he will. You're getting a player for at least 10 years, if not 12. 32 for some CDMs. They go on well into their 30s, don't they? It's a really good point, Tom. Yeah. Where are we at? Okay. Price will depend on the team which comes in for him, which team would want to go to. Rice wants to say and take over Noble as captain. I hope it's true what he's saying, mate. I hope it's true. I'm not saying I don't believe him. I think we may be forced to sell, and I don't trust those guys not to sell him. When we panic, if we lose on Saturday, we'll talk about that in a minute. Are you guys bored out? Or are you just worried about the on-the-pitch product at the moment? I'm bored out. We're bored out, guys. That's why we had Andy on last week. Anyone who watched last week, we give Andy a platform because we're well behind what he's saying. What about? Oh, you are, Paul, but I'll give you a chance to actually say
Yeah,
it.
mate. I actually want someone send me one of them GSB out stickers and I'll stick it on my chair there.
Yeah, I want one of them as well.
Send me a GSB out sticker or tell us where I can buy one. But no, yeah, definitely balled out. Definitely. And I think we have been for a while, to be honest. I don't have faith.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and be I know you won't either, mate. We're not going to sit here and be hypocrites. We did have Jack Sullivan on the show right at the beginning, just before the move. Jack did come on. Again, at that point, he was all into this dream, promises were just happening then. As time has gone on, I wouldn't have Jack back on here now. Don't know about you, mate. I personally wouldn't have him on. Unless he was going to sit and answer the questions honestly, then it's pointless having him on. But you would need a big boy on, you'd need Gold on, with Sullivan on. They're never, ever going to do that. We always buy high and sell low. You should rename the channel to Free Hammers featuring Thomas Longred. He asks some good questions, guys. He gets involved in the chat. Listen, you're all welcome to do that.
He's been on the channel more than Lee recently.
Yeah. Leeds made a huge profit of Rio. Let him go at 90. Yeah, they sold him
at the time, he was the most expensive defender in the world.
Yeah. See you later, gents. Go.
I don't think it's fair to say we let him go cheap. At the time, that was a massive, massive fee. But yeah, if we'd have held on for him for another year, then who knows? Yeah. That must have been just before all the TV money went mental.
Yeah. Great idea, mate. Do you think Haller will stay after the frustrating season? No, you've got opinion on this, Paul. I'll let you say.
No, I don't think so. No, I think he wants out. I think he's wanted out for a while. And it's another one as well. I know a lot of people get on Haller's back. My good friend Bowden's probably watching this, and he's one of them. He can't stand him. And a lot of people can't stand the lack of effort. But I'm looking at this like this man's got no affiliation to West Ham. He's probably looking at this and thinking, what have I done to my career? Like such a promising player, fantastic striker. I don't care what anyone says. The man has got serious ability. And he's probably looking at this thinking, what have I done to my career? And I think he wants out, and I think he will. Yeah, I definitely think he'll go in the summer. And don't get me wrong, I'm saying this, and it sounds like I'm bigging him up, but at the same time, I think if we sell him, we'll get someone in that will perform better. He hasn't done. He's still like our top scorer, but I don't think he's done enough to warrant, especially not to warrant £45 million. You think what we could have done with that, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately.
Will you be at the next protest? If I can get a ticket, and if it ain't behind a closed door game, I'd love to be there, mate. I'm really gutted that I wasn't at the last one. Obviously, Paul lives in Ireland, so it's a bit hard for him. But I'm sure, if he did still live in England, he would definitely be there. Would you be happy if the season got cancelled because of coronavirus and it meant we start? Of course I would. I'll take it now. Bite your hand off. I'll let you go and lick all the West Ham fans so we guarantee that it ends. But of course you would. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want us to be guaranteed to stay up? I want to see Haller and Bowen up top. Okay, serious question. Ben Johnson is primarily a right back, so should he play on the left or develop in his preferred position as competition with Ngakia? That's a good question. Good question. Yeah, go on, mate.
No, I was going to say, for me, the fact that he is right-footed and he's a right back, then he should develop as a right back. I don't, unless he's got a really, really good left foot, he shouldn't be playing left back. You know, I don't think we should be trying to develop him as a left back, because especially in the modern game, he needs to be banging down the ring. He needs to be throwing in crosses. And if he ain't got that left foot, it's not going to work. So
you can't, you can't fake it in the Premier League, can you? You to be, not that he did bad. You know, again, he played against Man City. I believe he was up against like Bernardo Silva, maybe Riyad Mahrez on that day. You know, he didn't do a bad job even with a weaker left foot. Instead of having a moan, why don't you try asking an interesting question? He just did. James Ely, what do you think about pre-season down under? Well, it gives chance to some of the people in the chat, like Neil and stuff like that, to go and watch West Ham, doesn't it? Down under. Good luck to him. For God's sake. What would you like to see Snodgrass and Souček start against Wolf, or drop Haller and Noble? We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm going to move on in a minute. Last one. Noble's coming to the end of his career and uncertainty of Rice's future. Who would be skipper? So if Rice was to go and Noble obviously maybe coming to the end of his career next season, who would be your captain at the minute, mate?
If I had to pick
Fabianski, I think.
Right now, yeah, you're talking Fabianski, Ogbonna, I would give a shout to.
Antonio. If you're talking about heart on sleeve performances, Antonio. Yeah, a long time now as well. If you're talking about length of career and
it takes more than that to make a good captain, though. Like, we're talking about a man who crashed a Lamborghini through someone's front garden in a snowman outfit. Is that what you really want from a captain?
Souček, you know maybe someone like Souček has got.
You couldn't give him the armband yet, but it depends.
Bonner, good shout in there, Rob Bonner. Good shout.
I literally said that.
Yeah. You just said that. Did you just say that? Yeah. So, sell Fredericks if we develop Johnson. Yeah, I think Fredericks has been found out, to be honest with you. JP, that's what I would do, sell Fredericks. Yeah, and Masuaku. Yeah, sell both of them. Against Wolves, I would like to see Antonio move to right midfield and Bayern alongside Haller. We need the finishing because Antonio is right. Okay, let's just leave that there for a minute. Okay, so let's have a little chat about this, mate. Arsenal 1, West Ham 0. Don't know how we didn't get anything out of this game, mate. So many chances, so many. The one that sticks out obviously is the one when Antonio and Haller were 2-on-1 and with David Luiz, and it was played beyond. I don't know who you blame there, mate. Who do you blame? Do you blame Antonio? Do you blame Haller for not stuttering the run back?
It's a bit of both. Do you know what? I will say it was David Luiz who was back, and David Luiz's positioning was fantastic. I don't think anyone is talking about that, but Luiz did really, really well. He didn't commit himself too early. He covered the space really well. I think that's worth mentioning. David Luiz positioned himself brilliantly.
I think Leno had a great game as well.
I think it was a bit of both. Antonio, maybe. If Haller had checked his run, I still wouldn't be confident Antonio would have made the right pass, to be honest with you. I don't know. I think
with Mikel, mate, it's universal. You know, he was the most dangerous player. He was also the most ineffective. The day.
Yeah, I mean, the chance that he had right in front of the keeper at the post, I don't know how he didn't score that.
One. Then he had the header.
That header.
A little bit more loop on it.
I mean, on another day, he has an apful. I like you say, mate. Obviously, Bowen hit the post, and I don't know.
He had a shot as well.
I don't know how we didn't win that game. I do not know.
Played very well. Thought we played very, very well. I really do. It's cliche, you take the positives out of it, but again, it is another loss, mate. And again, it's so frustrating because it's a bit like the Liverpool game. A huge deflection drops to their player. And it's played across. It's just a lucky goal. I'm sorry. It does exist, luck, and it was a lucky goal.
Yeah, and that's like you say, mate. I mean, it's the nail on the head, though. It depends what way you want to look at it. Yeah, we're improving. The last few performances have been good performances, but at the end of the day, he's won 2 games. It's not good
Arsenal
enough.
team was there to be beat, you know, and again, it's how much does Moyes take though from that? Like how much do you on Moyes as in at fault for the loss? I couldn't get my words out there.
I mean, obviously, as far as the players missing chances, you can't blame Moyes for that. The fact that they're creating the chances is obviously good, and it shows that the tactics were working. So, thumbs up, well done, David. He got it right there. But then at the same time, what's he working on in training? Is he working on that sharpness? Is he working on that finishing? Do you know what I mean? The ball through to Haller where he miscontrolled it right at the start. He should have scored. Like you say, the pass across to Antonio. Do Antonio and Haller play up front together in training? Are they working on that? Are they working on that partnership? Because it didn't look like it. You know,
thing I say to Moyes that he can take some blame. He did not bring a substitute on, I believe, until about the 75th minute. I think it was really, really late. Again, there was points in the game that we needed a freshen up. I think he should have subbed a little bit early. I think maybe Anderson should have come on a bit earlier. Maybe Souček on a bit earlier because that midfield, we was completely overrunning their midfield. They did not know what to do with us at one point. Yeah, and I think maybe that is where we can take some of it, I think.
I mean, definitely you've got to take the positives. You've got to take the positives, but you have to start turning them positives into points. That's the bottom line at the end of the day. It's all good and well playing well and saying, oh, we could have scored 5, but we lost 1-0. So
that's it, mate. That's it. We could have beat Liverpool. We lost 3-2. We drew with Liverpool. We lost 3-2.
Should have beat Brighton. We drew 3-3. You know, it's all this should have done that. Should have done that. I don't know. At the end of the season, the results will decide, won't they?
Yeah. Man of the match for you, mate. That game for West Ham. I thought Bayern was fantastic.
Yeah,
I don't just want to big him up because he's a new spark. He's something fresh for us to enjoy. He definitely, he's took the duck to water to the West Ham team. He really has.
I said this last week as well. The thing I like most about him is the runs that he makes. His movement is fantastic.
He makes a shot as well.
Yeah, exactly. He's not afraid to shoot, which is something that a lot of our players have suffered from. But I love the runs that he makes. He really runs between the lines. He splits defenders. No one else on our team does that. So it's so good to see. It's so refreshing. Brilliant player so far.
Yeah, definitely. Go back into the questions very quickly. If West Ham start, would you want Moyes to still be in charge? No, I think Paul sort of summed it up quite nicely there with, he's only won 2 games. And by the time the season's over, if we have stayed up, he probably would have won maybe another 2 or 3 games. So he would have won 5 games in 20 odd games, 23, 24 games.
Mate,
it's not
results wise, he's not doing any better than Pellegrini, who got sacked.
Yeah.
So.
No, I wouldn't want him. Who I'd want as new manager, I don't know. Again, it's too many out there for me to a finger on one. But we missed a boat with Ancelotti. Really, we missed a big boat with Ancelotti. If we carry on playing like that, we will be okay. Thought Moyes set up positives, and we had a go and put in the effort for the shirt. That's all I can ask. Yeah, but we have got to turn it into points, mate. We have.
That's it. I mean, it's all good and well, isn't it? Saying, we played really well, we were unlucky. What about at the weekend? We played really, really well, and then we lose. When does that stop? There has to be a point where you say, we give it a good go. We could have scored more, but we still lost. I don't know. There does need to be a point, like you say, where you start turning them into points. But
like, for example, if the Antonio Haller incident would have happened, for example, against, a Norwich, Newcastle, how patient would you fans be then? Against an Arsenal, I know they're not the best Arsenal, but they still have their Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man United. But if that was against the Newcastle, Norwich, and Aston Villa games to come, how would you feel then? Do you know what I mean? You'd be like, oh, that's just poor now. It's poor. How often can you keep saying, Antonio let us down that time? But he did play really, really well. Not digging him out. I'm just saying that you need that quality now. It's It's not about playing well now. It's about getting results now.
Yeah.
It really is. Go back in now. Bear with me, sorry, mate. We could probably get 15 million for Fred and Arthur. And Gakia for me, man of the match. Then it was man of the match for them, definitely. That's some worldies. Do you agree that with Wolves playing tomorrow night, will be a good fit? Of course it will. Of course it will. Teams have renowned over the years, haven't they, for in that Europa League hangover. So yeah, it can be a good thing. We'll talk about Wolves in a minute. Are you VAR in or VAR out? I'm sick of it, to be honest. We discuss this every week, but before the season started, all the last year, we were sitting there going, VAR, stay and win the league with that. VAR comes in, it'll turn everything around. We're getting Champions League. And it hasn't worked out. And too inconsistent. It's not VAR's fault, though. It's not the technology's fault. I think that's a key point we need to make here. It's the rules. And the problem with VAR, again, it's still under the judgment of a human eye, a human opinion. Like, for example, goal line technology, it's clear. It's a computer. This is a goal. This is not a goal. But that's where the problem's lie, because it still relies on a human to make that judgment. What about you, Paul?
I agree completely, mate. I still think VAR is a good idea. I still think VAR is a good thing, but the way that it's implemented at the moment isn't working. I'm all for technology if it means more correct decisions are being made, but nobody wants to see it used. No one wants to sit there for 5 minutes trying to find out if someone's armpit's offside or anything like that. No one wants to see it for that.
The Ozil one the weekend, mate, the Arsenal game, it's clearly onside. It took a good 5 minutes of them drawing lines. It's like, just do it. Put us out of our misery. It's a goal.
Yeah. No one wants to see that. And I think if they're going to stick with VAR, which they will, they need to change the rules to work with it. So, like the offside rule needs to change. They need to be more clear about things. I think it should be. I think they should make it mandatory that the referee goes and looks at the monitor if there is a big contentious decision.
That's what I liked in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Obviously, there were some contentious stuff in the World Cup, but at least the ref went over and had a look every time. Every time, didn't they? They used to go over to the thing. Yeah. But there are some problems there, definitely. Good point there. Antonio versus Traore battle. Talk about that in a minute. Totally agree, Kent. We did everything right except score. But hey, that's football. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But what really matters is how you play the game. If Wolves don't play to their game in Greece, it will be more difficult to beat them. VAR is a good thing. The problem is the people using it. Yep, just made that point. If we go down, it won't be because of the way we're playing now. We would go down on all the games between Fab injured and Pellegrini getting sacked. No, because Moyes has been stubborn with his setup. Listen, Neil, a lot of it is the Fab injury. That didn't help at the beginning. I can look at the Moyes situation and say he didn't play Fornals for 6 games. He kept stubborn with an out of form Lanzini. He kept with 5 at the back that wasn't working. So you've got to put some blame on Moyes.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. And like I say, his points per game is basically the same as Pellegrini. Although kind of what Neil's saying there, if he's saying that if Fabianski hadn't got injured, then we wouldn't be in this position now, which is right. I think he's right. I think if Fabianski don't get injured, Pellegrini probably don't get sacked. But yeah, it is what it is.
It is, mate. It is. Okay, so moving on because we haven't got long left. We thought it was going to be a quick show tonight, but it's kicked off nicely with the chat. I was hoping that would happen as well, though, that the chat would just spark things off. So the Wolves game, mate. I've got to say, mate, Wolves are a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. I really enjoy watching them. I think they're a fantastic, fantastic football team. I'm just going to flash their starting lineup here to sort of go through some of their players, mate. Remove that. So yeah, you've got as obviously Adama Traore is it's a no-brainer. You know, I'm going to move over here. That's a no-brainer. Fantastic player, absolute beast. He's Antonio with technique. I think is the best way of saying it. That lineup because Jimenez isn't there. Jimenez is a fantastic striker as well. That's not quite the lineup. That was just, I think that's what they played their last game. Montinho, fantastic player.
João Moutinho, Ruben Neves, Diego Jota. I mean, they've got some really good players.
Doherty, sorry, not Doherty, one of the highest rated, obviously, right backs in the Prem. Just have a look there. Very good goalkeeper. Donker, a guy that was linked with West Ham. Fantastic side. Very well spent money. Fantastic manager as well in Nuno. You liking there, mate?
I mean, yeah, it's a, like you say, mate, it's a really good team. It's a really solid team. I mean, the front five are brilliant. The way they link up is really good. Yeah, no, they're a good team. They're pleasing on the eye.
Been fantastic in the Europa League as well.
Yeah,
they could still get Champions League. Good, but they're well in with a shout of it. So I think they're going to go with it up front. You know, they're going to try and win the Europa League and try and get it in the league as well. So I don't expect them to go easy on us Saturday at all. I think it's going to be a really, really tough game. And this is the game I've actually been more nervous about than the Arsenal game. But this game is the one that I think we could get a bit of an hiding in this game. So they did beat us as well in the reverse fixture.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game, that's for sure, mate. It's definitely not going to be an easy game. Like you say, if they do end up playing tomorrow night, that's definitely going to work in our favour. Hopefully we can take advantage of it. Definitely.
Yeah. Says I think our game against Wolves will be a really good one to watch and see 5 goals being scored. Hopefully 3 of them will be us. Totally agree, Tommy. And thank you. Yeah, so like I say, it's the main man got to watch out for is this man. Just an absolute animal. Scored a few times against us now as well. Heavily linked with Liverpool in the summer, maybe as well. Imagine him at Liverpool. Jesus Christ. It's just ridiculous, wouldn't it? It would be fair.
I say this every time we talk about him. I still think he's overrated. Overrated.
No, but you have to say his technique has come on massively. I remember him playing against us for Middlesbrough. I said to my dad at the time, we should go and get him. We could have got him for about 12 million then. You've got to say his technique has come on, though. You have to, man. His technique has come on massively.
It's come on, but I don't know. I still think he's just a slightly better version of Antonio. I do.
He's still an athlete turned footballer than a footballer turned athlete. You know, he was be seen as a youngster as this guy is an absolute machine. If we can get any sort of technical ability out of him, he is from Barcelona's academy. The Barcelona academy.
Is he?
I'm sure he's one of them like Delafao. Let's have a quick check of that before we move on. I'm sure he's Barcelona academy.
Yeah. He actually made one appearance in the senior team as well.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, knowledge. Yeah, so yeah, he's a good player. I like him. I do like him a lot. Oh, there we go. See, someone saying correct. Traore was a pace merchant. He's improved massively. Yeah, like I say, I remember him playing against us. He was absolutely tearing us a new one in that game a few years ago now. But yeah, I've always liked him.
Five goals in 61 games for Middlesbrough. 5 goals in 51 games for Wolves. 10 goals in it's a one in. I'm not saying about his goals. I'm not saying about his goals. Player. I don't think he's that.
I'm not saying about his goals. I'm saying about the threat. He distracts the other players.
So does Antonio.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I think. Right, that's my opinion on him. Is to me, he's just he's a slightly better Antonio. I don't think he's. He is a powerhouse, but I don't think there's much more to him. That's just me. You
know, in that conversation as well, you've got the Newcastle guy, St. Maxim, another one. Pure bags of pace. He's another Antonio.
Yeah, but he's more pace than he's not built like Antonio and Traore? Is he St. Maximin? He's like
no. He's a
pace merchant.
Animal, he's strong. He's a strong guy, but yeah, he's a pace merchant. And very similar sort of styles. So looking at us again, flash this up every week. Very surprised actually against Arsenal that the team lineup didn't change. A little bit of room for me to slip into that.
Poor Ngakia, his name don't even come up on Sky.
I know. We need you to get back to doing your graphics on this stuff, mate. Any change I would make, mate, is Souček for Noble. See, Souček was fit. And I didn't think I'm going to get rid of that. I didn't think we'd get to see the lineup with Souček in. You never get to see your first 11, do you? Maybe 2 games a season. So if there is a chance to play that first 11, that would be, in my opinion, at the moment, our strongest 11. It's the only change I'd make.
Yeah, no, 100%. I completely agree, mate. Definitely Souček in for Noble, and then that's it. I wouldn't change anything else.
What people saying about 2 up front, though, is there any way you sway to do that?
We're kind of playing. No, I think the way that we're playing at the minute,
where Bowen's playing though.
Yeah, it's working. Having Antonio and Bowen playing just off, and let's be honest, a lot of the time Antonio is up with him anyway. So I think the system's working as it is. I don't think we need to go all out 2 up top. I think that'd leave us too light in midfield as well.
They play 3 at the back, Wolves. Like if I show you that again, so they play the 3 at the back, but it goes into a 5. Then they can go into a 5 midfield. Like they're one of the most fluid sides in the Premier League. That's what the pundits say. They can transition so well from defence to attack, and you don't want to be left outweighed, really, do you? You don't want to be left out of shape.
Yeah.
Traore was never a goal scorer, but puts a lot of dangerous balls into the box. I'd be inclined to bring Anderson back and bench Haller. A plethora of pace. Would move Antonio back out to right midfield and move Bowen alongside Haller. Need a finisher up top, and Antonio isn't one. I suppose that's a valid point there. Yeah. So what's your predictions, mate, for the game?
Same as every week, mate. I don't know.
I'm not confident with this one at all. I'm not confident with this one at all. I can't say I'm confident. This is the game I've feared the most out of the games we've got left. No, I can't see it, mate. I can't see us getting anything.
I don't know. I could see we could end up on I think we could end up getting battered, sort of 3-1. I don't know. I'm going to be optimistic, and I'm going to say 2-2.
Yeah. I think we're going to lose 3-1, to be honest with you. I think we'll score, but I just think they're going to have a little bit too much for us. I'm hoping, like all you guys are saying, the Europa League, they'll come out a little bit tired, and that might help us a little bit. But then again, it's capitalising and scoring early. If you're tired going into the game and you score early, it can definitely play with your mind as a player. This game worries me more than Arsenal. There's so many times you can play well and lose before confidence and motivation starts. Definitely. Let's hope Ngakia can deal with Traore. Yeah, it's another test again for him, isn't it? Obviously, Mane with the skill.
Is he playing on the left or the right, Traore? I thought he was playing on the right.
Yeah, he runs down the right, doesn't he? Because he was playing against Cresswell. Because I remember Cresswell bottling a tackle against him.
Yeah, so he's probably going to be up against Cresswell. Definitely, the way we've been playing with Antonio on the left, I would stick with that and stick Antonio on him. That would be fun to watch.
Great battle. Battle, mate. That'd be a great battle. True, Thomas, but I like Anderson to come back in, meaning either Haller, Antonio, or Bowen would need to be dropped. Where do you stand with Anderson, mate?
Again, we said this.
I really like the guy, but
I really like Anderson, and I don't even think he's not performing as such. I think he is. He has got that capability of making something happen. But who do you drop? There's nobody. You can't. There's no one you can drop at the minute. You can't drop Antonio or Bowen. And if you drop Haller, that means you're playing Antonio up front. And Antonio is not a striker. He can't play up front. So I just don't see.
You're going back to 5 years ago.
Yeah.
If you start playing Antonio up front again, you're going back to 5 years ago.
Can't do it. So at the moment, I just don't see. I don't see where he fits in. For me, you just can't drop those three at the minute. So until that changes.
What about your boy? I'm not saying as a starter. Even I at some points were thinking the Arsenal game. If you bring Lanzini back in, you get. I'm not saying we've seen it this year, but you get him on, and you start getting a Lanzini that can carry the ball a little bit. He might have had something to open that defence up. So for me, there is, he's still got a chance to get back in that team, but he's got to take them chances when he gets his chance again. If Fornals gets a bit tired in the game, I'm not going to be moaning if Lanzini's coming on at the 75th minute for 15 minutes to try and do something. But you, mate?
No, I agree.
Lanzini.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's another one. As everybody knows, Lanzini is one of my favourite players. He probably is my favourite West Ham player. But it's the same situation. Who do you drop? Nobody. At the moment, there's nobody you drop. And
there's Yarmolenko as well. No, Yarmolenko very close to fitness. Again, you can't drop Bowen. You can't drop Antonio. But it's a great option to have.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. If you look at maybe next season and you think on that right hand side, you've got the likes of Bowen, Yarmolenko, obviously Antonio can play there. Good competition for places. On the left, again, Antonio can play there. You've got Lanzini, you've got Anderson. Really, really good options. Fornals as well can play there, but I like seeing him more central. It's important. It's important to have that cover and that depth. Whether those players are going to be happy enough playing rotation football, I don't know. But at the moment, I can't see anyone. I wouldn't drop anybody. It's the team at the moment is picking itself.
Fine. I think we'll leave it there. Really good show. We've been going for just under an hour, 54 minutes. I think that's enough of us for a week. We're going to be back on Thursday. I'm hoping we'll get a guest on. If not, it'll be me and Paul. And obviously, we don't need a guest for the show. The next game is Tottenham. We can build up. We can talk about that. I really fear that game. I've got to say, that's a game I fear as well. I know they ain't 1 in 6, but that's typical West Ham, isn't it? We'll talk about that next week. But listen, let's hope we get something in the Wolves game. If we get something in the Wolves game, if we got a win, I'm saying we're staying up then. If we get a win. Draw and loss, you're still in that mix. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the chat. It's really gone off in the chat. We're about 100 away now from 3,000 subscribers, which would be brilliant if we can hit that before the end of the season, which I think we will. Until then, guys, in your eyes, keep believing, hit the like button if you haven't already. Let's go.